Hey, and welcome back to Access Learning. Today we're going to be going through what a child's day typically looks like. So in one of the other videos there is a how to log outdoor learning, so you can go to that video if you'd like to see that. Otherwise, a typical day consists of a card for a child. So you can see here I've got my English card up. Each of the English and Maths starts with a warm-up activity based at their year level. And you can select and toggle to make it easier or harder as well. So here it's just going to step through what the activity includes. So these are typically a 5-minute activity just to get them warmed up and started, and it has some answers for them. So it's a self-sufficient little activity for them to complete. So you can see here it's got a little bit of a description, and then it has a little quiz for them to do. And this is all done before they start their main activity for the day. Here you can see that you can change if you want it to be harder or easier, and you can also skip the activity as well, so or spend more time. So if you feel as a parent they're not really understanding the activity or they need more time to understand it, you can always select this and it will make sure that similar activities come up in the future. So here we've got our activity for the day. It provides a little bit of a summary. It's also got some optional resources for the English activity as well. So you can go to the next stage. This generates a podcast, so the student can listen to a podcast about introducing the subject for the day. This is basically like a teacher that tells them, the subject and a bit of information about it. They have a personalised article which is provided here, so the resources are all provided within the cards and they can regenerate if it's not an article they're interested in. Then they can choose an indoor activity or an outdoor activity based on their learning preferences. So this one, because it's an English activity and it is based on an article, the outdoor activity is basically you're going to print the article and then complete activities based on that, but you can do it outdoors. It also will have a indoor option that it's obviously off the screen if it is raining for the day as well, which is quite common in Tassie where we are. So depending on what your child would like to do, it has all of their resources that would be required. And we also have some additional resources down the bottom as well. So they can watch more videos on it. They can get hints if they're a little bit stuck. They can get help. There's all these different support materials available. And there's also further understanding underneath. So if you have an extension or a gifted child, then they can do the further activity as well. So that's always a handy thing to do. And underneath that as well is the quiz. So just to test their learning and their understanding, they can do their quiz as well. So here you can see it's generated some additional information for a gifted child. And they can toggle through the buttons at their own pace. So the idea here is that there is everything available in the card. So the student doesn't need to. If they wanted to do a screen activity for the day, they could do it all on there. However, there is the option to be able to, obviously do an outdoor activity as well. So then they would select next, and they would have an example if they needed it. And then they would actually complete the activity and submit their evidence. So there's various ways of submitting that evidence. Because we've obviously logged an outdoor activity for English for the day, it's coming up as it's already been completed. But they would submit their activity and select done, and this would log in their evidence. So it's always good just to put as much information as you possibly can, because when it comes to reporting time, it's great to have that information in there. You can also skip the activity for the day, and that will be logged in the back end to make sure that that activity is completed in the future. We next have our maths. So English and maths is on every day, so Monday through to Friday. And they both follow the similar structure. So you have your warm-up activity, And then you have your main activity or idea for the day. If they need that teacher prompting, then it does have that podcast at the start, but there's also ways of scaffolding that information with hints and help throughout the process as well. And same kind of thing, they can choose indoor or outdoor, and they can quiz, etc., etc. So if they quiz, then they get what is called EQ points, and they can spend those EQ points, which I'll show you in another video, in a shop called Kai's Shop, and that teaches them further about financial literacy. So there is a rotation of subjects. So here we have technologies, but there is also HAS, arts, all of the other areas that are required to be completed by the curriculum, and also some additional things like financial literacy and business and community. So there are various afternoon tasks that the student will be exposed to. But generally speaking, the day for a child can take anywhere from, an hour and a half. If you have someone that is really, really fast, they can zoom through it quite quickly, and they will have all of that evidence logged there for reporting time. Or you might have someone that likes to take their time on things as well. So that might take them a little bit longer. So you might be looking at, say, 4 hours for the day. But once it's all complete, so you can see here, again, it's got all the different options on how to log it. They then have their quest with Kai. So they choose a different region. So there's all different regions, like a maker region, the Agora. And when they speak with Kai, so you can see here, it's a little Kai's chat. Kai is obviously the mentor through the whole activity. So as they're speaking with Kai, he will just guide them through their activity, their fun activity for the day. So it's just basically a 20-minute activity that they will do. So this one, they're talking through how to make a birdhouse. But if they don't want to do that for the day, they can use it just to talk through thought work. You can see there is a little brain icon down the bottom. This is present throughout the whole app. So if they're struggling with a concept or having any issues, they can always select the brain, and it will help them to reshape their thoughts. So that's a nice little top tip for if you're wanting to improve the mindset of your child. So you can see here, they're just talking with Kai. If there is anything that they flag, say for example, they talk about something that is inappropriate or harmful, this automatically gets sent to the parent's dashboard, and they will also get an email notification to say, hey, look, this has come up and it's not appropriate. Once they finish their activity for the day, they get a couple of quiz questions as well. So that's generally what the child's activity looks like for the day.